Hello and welcome again to another knee-jerk reaction video, and this is the most kneeest, jerkiest reaction yet. This is I call it knee-jerk reaction video because I do the review as soon as I finish the movie. Sometimes, I get up, I get a drink, I go to the bathroom, sometimes I take a shower, I might fall asleep. But it's still as soon as I can after the movie. But this one here, like the credits were still rolling as I set up my camera. So this is like the quickest knee-jerk reaction I've ever done. Anyway, I do try not to give spoilers, but I might let something slip. So if you're not into spoilers, you might not want to watch this or watch it carefully. I kind of am into spoilers. I know, like, a friend of mine went to see one of the movies in the theaters, and I haven't been to a theater in ages, so I watch everything online. And when he came back, I'm like, tell me about the movie, tell me how it ended, tell me how this happened. This was in the previews, did that happen? And I don't, so I don't care about spoilers. I like to know what's going on. A lot of people aren't like that. But anyway, the movie I just finished watching is called The Cleanse. It stars Johnny Galecki I know him from Roseanne, and he's on Big Bang Theory. And Anna, wait a minute, I got this. Anna Friel. Maybe she'll call me and tell me how to pronounce her name. But Anna Friel, couple of what's her name? She did Morticia Addams, and but one thing I never care about, like, who's starring in the movie or what's the big name is or who directed or anything. If you watch my videos, I'm like, here's the name of the movie and here's what I thought of the movie, because basically I don't really care who acts the parts out. I don't know a lot of famous people, by name or what they're in or anything like that. But anyway, the movie was called The Cleanse, and this is one of those movies that it's either going to frustrate the hell out of you, or you're going to hate it, or it's just going to make you go, huh? But yeah, that's the kind of movie it was. So it's about this guy. He signs up for a retreat. He has a lot of pain in his life. He was left at the altar apparently and lost his job. And when he goes to the interview process, it's a group interview process, and of course this Anna character is there. I think her name was Maggie in the movie. So he signs up based on the fact that she's going, and so this retreat is a cleanse. It's supposed to cleanse your life. It's supposed to make you pure. And boy, it just gets weird from there. They're told to drink these 4 jars of liquid, and they said each liquid is made just for you. And there's another, the Johnny character and the Maggie character are on their own. No, what was his name? Something Burger. Doug? Dave? I can't remember. But yeah, and then there was an actual couple, and the guy just seemed, in the couple, the guy seemed like a total douchebag, and you just want to, he breaks glass in the woods, and to me that's just like, oh, that's the worst. I think they did that on purpose to make you think this is the worst kind of person who would go out in the woods and throw a bottle and break glass in the forest. And the girl he was with couldn't finish the cleanse, and so when you told all these rules at the beginning, you're kind of like, well, what happens when someone breaks the rules? And of course this couple is kind of there to show you what happens when you don't break the rules. And then there's another character that's there to show you what happens if you don't finish the cleanse. And I gotta tell you, from there it just gets weird. So if you see the previews, I don't think it's a spoiler if I talk about what's in the previews, but if you see this previews, they drink the cleanse, they what do they call it? Evacuate? I can't remember. But they're all throw up. And when they throw up, these these little things come out of them. And this is the part, I'm a type of person that's got to know everything. And of course, they never explain anything. There's lots of movies that do that. Sometimes horror movies do that a lot. But they never explain what this is. They never give it a name. But you kind of get the idea of what it represents. And, you know, as the movie's coming to a close, you realize what's going on. And it's about the baggage in your life and the baggage you carry around. And, oh, you know, just like I said, this is the kneeest, jerkiest reaction I've ever done. So I haven't had a chance to even like mull the movie over. But, you know, thinking about, you know, the scene where he comes out and they pick him up and his suitcase was so heavy, you know, the other guy couldn't carry it. And, you know, that's a metaphor for the baggage we carry around. This guy had so much baggage, and even though it was one suitcase, no one could lift it but him. And the, you know, the woman, the Anna Friel, Maggie or whatever, her bags were small and light, and, you know, because she lied to get into the program. And they never really showed the other couple, but just their interaction, you're like, God, you know what? I always wonder, like, you know, when this guy is such a douchebag, what does that woman see in them? And but apparently they came on the retreat to try to save the relationship and for him to change, and it wasn't about her changing. But everything, I mean, if you think about the movie, you know, there are some deaths and there are some. Just everything, the way it interacted, it all has to do with the baggage in her life. You know, the baggage can kill a relationship. The baggage is going to hold you back. The baggage is something you need to get rid of. And, you know, in the end, again, they never explain how or why. You know, there's a doctor who says he came up with this, but they never... you know, it's a small indie film, so you don't expect a lot of exposition. And it's kind of like a short story drawn out in film format. I love short stories. I've said that before. And just the ending, like I said, the credits were rolling when I set up the camera, and the ending was just like, oh, wow. But again, I based the movie on whether or not I was entertained. And I have to say, yeah, I was entertained. I wasn't... Again, it wasn't my type of movie because I have to know why. I have to know how. I have to know what that was. And it's not the kind of movie that explains all that in detail. So but I was entertained. The Johnny Galecki, I'm not sure how to say his name, but you know, his character. Of course, he's the master at playing that type of person. You know, he plays the same character in Big Bang Theory. He kind of played the same character in Roseanne, and he plays that same character here, and he's good at that. So when you're watching this, you know, his little quirks, his little tics, they all make sense, and he makes it believable. And the Anna Friel character. Well, she just, you know, she makes that character believable. And again, it's hard to see. I said she makes her character believable. I guess it's the emotions mainly, and the fact that a woman could feel that way. But sometimes, you know, I know some women who are just absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and they complain about they don't look good enough, and I never understand that, but that's the kind of woman she plays in the movie. And the ending, I can't give you spoilers on the ending, but just the fact that what he had said, you know, in a couple of scenes previous, you know, and then this thing acted out what he said, and she understood before he did, and you know, there was a little car accident, and it's just wow. It all makes sense in the end. It kind of doesn't make sense. I kind of figured what the movie, you know, when you watch the previews and you know, you read, you know, the synopsis of the show. This is on Hulu, by the way. I kind of figure out, well, okay, I kind of see what they're going for here, but you know, I watch it. It's not a comedy. Don't think it's a comedy. It's very serious all the way through. But wow, it does. it does kind of make you think. So it entertained me. It made me think. I'll probably, when I get done with this, I'll probably lay down and think, oh God, his bag was so heavy, and that made sense because, then his thing didn't grow, and then at the end, when he was feeling all these emotions, it grew and it swallowed up the other one, and it's like, wow. And so yeah, I'll probably think about this, but it's also a metaphor for, if you got baggage in your life, and oh God, do I have a ton of baggage, and it's like, it's the kind of thing where if you're feeling a strong emotion, sometimes I do this. I'll get really angry at someone will cut me off, and I know that the anger is within me. It's not the other person's fault. If I'm angry, it's my fault. If I'm sad, it's my fault. I'm the one, I can't control how I feel, but I can control my reactions and things like that. So if someone cuts me off and I'm angry, I'm like, I'm angry, but I'm angry at myself, and I take a deep breath, and you breathe in and you blow out, and you're like, okay, blowing all this anger out, I'm getting rid of this, cleansing breath. And that's what the movie basically is. It's like people who not just took a cleansing breath, but like literally did this cleanse and took the bad things out of their body, and there they were on the ground. So yeah, I was entertained. It made me think. I'm going to give this film. They never named what these things were in the movie, and they never explained them. So I can't give you 2 things up. That just sounds wrong. But yeah, I'll give it like 5. Well, this was a camp. They went to a camp. So how about 5 totem poles? I don't know. I went to camp and we had totem poles. But yeah, I would recommend this movie. It's not a full like 10 stars out of 10. I would give it 8 or 9 stars out of 10, and that's only because I like to know why, and I know the movie doesn't have to do that. It doesn't have to tell you why, because the story and the message was not in the why. It was in the the physical manifestations of carrying your baggage around. But good movie. I would recommend it. It's called The Cleanse. It stars that guy from Roseanne and that girl from Pushing Daisies. Oh, I know where I saw her from. She's in one of my favorite movies, Land of the Lost. And a lot of people just hate Land of the Lost, but I think it's one of the funniest, fun movies. And anyway, I love it. And she has her accent in that movie. But anyway, yeah, it's a good movie, entertaining. If you want a good, I wouldn't watch this movie like when you're doing the dishes. I happen to watch it because I set up some new speakers. I want to try out my new speakers, or I pulled speakers out of storage, and so I just thought, well, I'll sit here and watch a movie and see how my speakers do. And it was a movie that like I wouldn't. There are some movies like when I watch Mystery Science Theater 3000, I'll be doing dishes, I'll be cleaning the house. It's just kind of background noise, but it's still kind of entertaining. This is the kind of movie you want to sit down with and watch. I think this is a date movie, maybe. Not a first date movie, but like you're 6 months into the relationship movie, if that makes sense. Well, okay, I'm going to close out now and say, yeah, 9 stars out of 10. Not 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5. 9, I'm not sure how that translates. I never have a rating system. I always make it up at the end of the movie. So, anyway, The Cleanse, Johnny and Anna, and it's on Hulu. I'm sure it's somewhere else too. Good movie. I would recommend it. Thank you. Oh, also, I'm Starthinker. Don't forget to go to Amazon, look up Randy Pischel, and you'll find my books. Also, I noticed a lot of people are always like, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I'm not going to do that. This is the first time all my videos I've ever mentioned that. And that drives me crazy because the kids watch YouTube all the time. At the end of every video, they say that. I don't understand it. I don't care if you subscribe, so don't. And anyway, The Cleanse on Hulu. and I'm finally gonna sign out. I'm droning on. I haven't slept in like 20 hours. So anyway, take care. A Starthinker, and this was a knee jerk reaction video, the kneeest, jerkiest reaction I've ever done. Thank